For the Overmind.
Well, if that first set was any indication, this should be a hell of a series. Jaedong already showing that he's not afraid to pull out the ridiculousness to take down Flash and make himself a bit more unpredictable. I think that was the big problem in the second MSL final between the two. I mean, Flash just read Jaedong like a book. He went for a 14 CC, 3 games in a row, 3-0'd Jaedong in that final. So I think Jaedong is trying to make up for plays like that. He's trying to say, okay, I need to make Flash deviate away from his standard play because his standard is strong. And what better way to do that than with a burrowed Zergling opening? This is on Polaris Rhapsody. Except up at the 10 o'clock position with no drones morphing is Jaedong. 4-pull on a 2-player map. Jaedong is completely insane. Completely insane. I have no idea why he would do this, but wow. So after the burrowed Zergling opening, Jaedong is going for a 4-pull, already picking up the aggressiveness from the previous series between the two. Flash is moving out with his 6th SCV. Are you kidding me? The spawning pool on the way for Jaedong as Flash is moving up, and he's going to put down a proxy barracks. Double cheese of legend. I don't think I've ever casted a game with double cheese, but I've been wanting to for a very long time, and it looks like we're going to see that. There comes the barracks for Flash. So Jaedong already has a spawning pool on the way. 4-pull versus proxy barracks. Oh, man. So actually, Flash is pretty much screwed if he doesn't scout this immediately, because 4-pull does beat proxy barracks. I mean, the only way that Flash will be able to survive this attack is if he goes for a bunker either on the choke or inside of his main. Probably going to have to do it inside of his main because the Zerglings are going to be on the way in a couple of seconds, and the barracks is not even up yet. Luckily, Flash is moving out with his SCV right now, an additional SCV to get the scout on this. I really hope they show Flash's face once he sees the Zerglings running out, because he's just going to be in full panic mode. Okay, pumping the first Marine, and he's working his way towards Jaedong's base. He's going to see these Zerglings popping, running towards his base as soon as he gets to the choke. This is going to be ridiculous. So, okay, Flash scouts this, falling back, and he's going to have to fall back into his main, which he's doing. He's running down right now with that Marine. Oh, man, this Marine is going to have to run the 5K. Go, Marine! Oh, man. He's going to have to be just like that Usain Bolt or whoever the fastest man in the world is. Go, Marine! Got to outrun those Zerglings to get there because the bunker is coming up inside the main for Flash. So he does have the bunker up, but he's got to get the Marine in it. There goes the Marine, barely ahead of the Zerglings. But here come the Zerglings from Jaedong. He's still pumping Zerglings. Additional Zerglings as an SCV has red health inside of Jaedong's base, so it looks like he was trying to kill a few drones in there. But here comes Jaedong. Is he going to get the surround of the bunker? No, he's going for the SCVs. This is smart of Jaedong, actually, trying to bring Flash down to his level by killing the economy. This is probably the best way that Jaedong could have gone, because I don't think he would have been able to take down that bunker. But, okay, only 3 SCVs left for Flash. He might still have one out in the middle of the map, but, oh boy. So both guys are going to have to build up their economies a bit, and both have to decide whether or not they're going to continue with the cheese. I think that Jaedong was still pumping Zerglings. He has about 4 Zerglings here, killing the Marines that are still left. And now I have a feeling that Flash is going to float over his barracks back into his main. He already built a second barracks, and he's definitely going to need both of them to fight back this attack, because Jaedong is moving into Flash's main now, trying to find an opportunity to go in and snipe some units. Now he's going to try to pick off more SCV. There's only 4 of them right now. So, man, Flash doing great micro to keep all of his SCVs alive, though, man, he needs to keep every single one of them alive. So he's kind of playing a bullfighter there with Jaedong, trying to run back and forth, get him to run next to that bunker, next to the Marines, kill all of the Zerglings. So he did an excellent job of doing that. And now both guys are building back up their the saturation of mining units. Now Jaedong has positioned his Overlord in there. Yeah, Jaedong is starting to drone back up quite a bit, it seems. He is pumping more drones. So both guys are actually going to... They're both going to kind of reset the game. Jaedong actually putting down his expansion now. Wow, this is risky from Jaedong because Flash has 2 barracks right now. He doesn't have his second pumping because he's floating it back to his main, but he has one of them pumping, still pumping Marines. So if he moves in with his Marines, this could be it for Jaedong actually, since he devoted so many minerals to throwing down that second base. Of course, this is a gamble. He's rolling the dice now, saying he's hoping that Flash won't attack him, and throwing up his extractor. So Jaedong is trying to transition into standard play from one of the most unstandard openings I've seen in a game. But alright, Flash, he has about 4 Marines in the map trying to chase down that scouting Zergling. And now he has about 6 Marines out there. And he's moving towards Jaedong's base, so he might actually be able to lock this down, moving up with all of his Marines that were in the bunker. And he's floating off his barracks for whatever reason, maybe trying to reposition his barracks closer to his choke so he can block off in case there should be a counterattack. But he's moving up the map right now, and I don't think Jaedong has hardly anything to defend himself. He has a couple of Zerglings, and he's moving out with a single drone, probably to build a sunken colony because he sees this coming. Yeah, the sunken needs to get done pretty quickly, but luckily Jaedong does have 2 hatcheries. He's going to be able to pump a lot of Zerglings, but he might lose this hatchery in the meantime because he does not have enough Zerglings to fight this back from Flash. This is ridiculous. The sunken colony trying to come up for Jaedong, but Flash was picking at that with the Marines, and now Jaedong is trying to get into the resupply line, Flash's resupply line, trying to get his reinforcements in. Unfortunately, it didn't look like Jaedong was able to pick off any, but he's still hanging around, looking for more Marines to snipe. So this is going to be incredibly tense, because Jaedong is continuing to pump Zerglings. He has plenty of Zerglings coming up from inside of his main. Probably not going to be able to get any from that second hatchery, since Flash is just hanging outside of it. Flash takes down the creep colony, so it didn't even morph into a sunken. And now Flash's resupply line be picked at again by Jaedong. Oh man, so Jaedong trying to keep those reinforcements away. If he can keep the reinforcements away, he might be able to get a nice pincer attack on Flash, which is what he's going for right now. Pincer attack on Flash, trying to run away with those Marines, getting a better position. But now Flash has lost everything to the Zerglings. Reinforcement Zerglings coming out for Jaedong, and I think that Jaedong might be able to lock this down now. This is ridiculous. Oh, this is one of the most ridiculous games I've ever seen in a final, but I think that might be it for Flash. GG from Flash. I like the thing at the end. You have failed to achieve victory. That was not failure. That was epic epicness. Wow. What a second set. So both guys cheesing. And Jaedong coming out on top with his 4-pull opening against the proxy barracks opening from Flash. But you got to give it to Flash. He almost was able to get back in that game. Just sheer piss-headedness, pumping those Marines and working them towards the natural expansion. So let's move on to the third set.